Hello guys, it's 899 here and welcome to this video basically breaking down the Game 2 squads for State of Origin, but for New South Wales and Queensland obviously, as we are about 5 days away now from the big Game 2 match, which could decide on if New South Wales win the series or it's forced to Game 3 in New South Wales for the decider. So without further ado, let's just get into both teams. So first off we have is New South Wales. Obviously there's not going to be that many changes coming from the team. I mean, they did win 50 points to 6 over Queensland in Townsville, so not many changes were to be suspected because of a performance like that. But there is 2 new faces and one face that was in Game 1 who can't play in Game 2, and that is Jake Trbojevic, as he has picked up a hip injury whilst training with Manly. So 2 players coming in for the squad are Angus Crichton and Dale Finucane. Now, Angus Crichton was someone that I actually tipped to being in the Game 1 team, but unfortunately he got suspended so couldn't play. So it is really good to see that Angus Crichton getting a crack in a crack for Game 2. It'll be a very good thing to happen. Then you've got Dale Finucane, who is one of the many Melbourne Storm players who are being picked up now for Origin, who's been an absolute very interesting lock so far. I do see here that his nicknames are Hadouken and Begabomb, which is that's pretty cool. But yeah, so be very interested to see how they go, because the 20-man team, that means probably 2 players are going to be let out there, so it's going to be interesting to see who they do let go. So all the teams are the same. We've got Nathan Cleary, Addo-Carr, Luai, To'o, Coruscant, Haas, Graham, Mitchell, the usual suspects when it comes to New South Wales for Game 2. And basically, yeah, that is what they are going for, basically to clinch the series, with both games being in Queensland, which will be very interesting to see happens. So now we cross over to the Queensland team, and obviously there's probably going to be a lot more to talk about with the Queensland team because there has been a few new changes. I'm going to talk about firstly is the outs for from the team from Game 1, as you got Xavier Coates, Harry Grant, AJ Brimson, Jaden Sewer, and Jaya Fengai, all been out. Two of the players, Harry Grant and AJ Brimson, due to injury, as Harry Grant's done a minor hamstring injury whilst AJ Brimson's done his knee. I think he's tweaked his knee, but he'll be back for the next round. So let's go through the actual team, because as we're going up here, and the big one is Reece Walsh making his Origin debut at fullback. Now, I did see a video of Phil Gould apparently going off about the decision, but I think if they're ready, they're ready. And I think I know it's like a bit weird about people talking about this whole baptism of fire thing, but I think Reece Walsh is ready. I think there was also talks about Sam Walker actually coming in for the Queensland team as well, but no, has not been selected. Maybe for Game 3 if one of the big of either DCE or Munster do get injured, but or when the series just it's not obtainable if New South Wales do win Game 2. But yeah, so the new players that have come in, obviously you got Reece Walsh, you got Andrew McCullough, who's also come in to the squad, and you got Francis Molo and Ronaldo Mulatalo. So some very good, interesting choices. Hopefully, obviously, they're trying to fix about what the fuck happened at Townsville, but it should be very interesting to see what does happen with this Origin game with these 2 squads. So yeah. So looking from those new wins, we can look at the rest of the team, as you've got Valentine Holmes starting at on the wings, which I think he should honestly be on the wings regardless. I mean, I know he probably had to go there for Game 1 because of Ponga's injury, which I'm very surprised even went up with them in the first place, and that it's even delayed now. Him even coming back for the Knights, which is fun. Got Capel, Gagai, Felt, rounding off the attacking, like the wings and centres combos. You got Munster and Daly Cherry Evans. You got Christian Walsh, Andrew McCullough, and Josh Papali as the prop hooker and prop. Jai Arrow and Felice Kafusi in the second row. As Jai Arrow was actually the lock for game one, so it's a bit interesting. And as Big Tino, but the last name that I still can't pronounce, is actually going to be lock for the game, as he did initially play as a prop. Then you got Brent Hunt, Fodawaker, Fafita, Molo, Hess, and Mulatalo. I don't know if this is actually the set lineup they're going to go for the game, because I do have a feeling that Fafita will start. Maybe in replace, they might put McCullough to start on the bench, put Fafita in as a prop, and maybe get Jai Arrow as hooker, maybe. Just something they could possibly do. Now, if I was to predict what would happen, that's the thing. It's like I don't know. There's a lot of things. Obviously, if you saw with game one, you just instantly think, oh, New South Wales are just sweeping them in the series. But the thing is, though, is Suncorp's different. It's not Townsville's not Suncorp. You never know. That stadium just does something to the Queensland players. It turns like somewhat average players into bona fide superstars. So I don't know. It will be very interesting to state that regardless. So yes, that is the end of the video. It's a bit of a short one, but basically there's not that much information really to give out. But who do you guys think will win Game 2? Will it go to a third game to decide, or will New South Wales just be too good and roll Queensland? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later.